Hey there folks, Matt Lubin here again with another awesome review. We're going to be doing sci-fi today, and we're going to be talking about Starship Troopers, one of my favorite movies from the 90s. Sci-fi awesome. It's so good. Okay, so this came out in 1997. It was directed by Paul Verhoeven, who also did RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct. What else did he do? He also did Showgirls. And Hollow Man, which wasn't bad, it was okay. Our stars of this awesome film are Casper Van Dien, Dina Meyer, Denise Richards, NPH, that's Neil Patrick Harris. We also got Michael Ironside and Jake Busey. Those are the actors. Now what this movie is a feast for the eyes. It basically is a war film set in the year 2172, and these race of bugs they call arachnids start launching these huge rockets, and they bomb Earth. And so Earth sends its mobile infantry in to fight the bugs. This movie was nominated for an Oscar for Best Special Effects and Best Visual Effects. So they still hold up 20 years later. Over 20 years later, the effects hold up really well. The aesthetic of this movie, as far as the clothing and the costumes, are crazy. The director, Paul Verhoeven, grew up in Nazi-occupied Netherlands back in the late 30s and early 40s, and so his choice of costumes were just really weird because they were very SS German World War II inspired costumes. Long black trench coats, the kind of the hats that have the little the eagle and stuff on it. Like their flag is very similar to the Iron Cross and Eagles from SS soldiers in World War II. And there was an interview that actor Michael Ironside gave to Adam Carolla back in 2014, and he told this quick little story. He asked the director, "Hey, why are you making this kind of like right-wing fascist movie? Because that's kind of how the book portrays, these characters." And Paul Verhoeven basically said, if I told people how bad fascism was, they wouldn't believe me. So I wanted to show them like a really beautiful and shiny and awesome society that's run that way, but all it's good for is killing bugs. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So the look of it looks very, it's kind of off-putting, but in a cool way. You're like, wow, these guys kind of look like Nazis, sort of, but they're not. They just have the clothing like them. They don't have the swastika or anything, but it's very interesting choice. Very, very interesting. And the action in this is killer. So you got bugs exploding, you got rockets going, you got dudes jumping on bugs and like shooting them in their back, like big monster bugs the size of houses. And there's just there's a little bit of nudity in it, but it's actually, in my opinion, kind of tastefully done, because they do show a little bit of nudity, but it's actually a culmination of this girl and this guy. Will they, won't they? She really loves him, and he kind of like realizes that she's the one for him. So it's not a lot of gratuitous nudity. It's just one scene or a couple scenes, and it was tastefully done. Not unlike Showgirls, which was just so. Yeah, Starship Troopers is a really, really, really good film. And if you buy the deluxe version or the director's cut with special edition, whatever, it has quite a few extra scenes in it that they had to cut because of the gore factor. And I think it's really cool. There's a scene where there's a CGI cow and a bug, and I won't spoil it, but it's really funny. Also, the commentary. There's a lot of stuff going underneath the story of this. In the story, you can't become a citizen and vote in the world like country unless you become a soldier. So Robert Heinlein, the author of the original book, wrote a very it's a very right wing conservative style of a story. The society he makes is very much of that caliber, which makes it interesting that just a couple years later he came out with Stranger in a Strange Land, which was kind of like a hippie, seen as a very hippie kind of book. So it's interesting. The novel has quite a few differences. The characters are all kind of blended together in the movie. Some of them don't die, some of them do die. But the movie itself, I think, just stands alone awesome. It stands by itself as a great sci-fi flick. Lots of action. There's actually some good comedy in there. Paul Verhoeven is known for just kind of like making stuff real satirical, and it goes for the guts, so it pulls no punches. It's a great flick. Please check out Starship Troopers. You won't be disappointed. Till next time, guys. Like and subscribe if you want. If not, it's cool. Leave a comment. Okay. Take care, guys.